Happy Monday, good people. How are you doing this good Monday? Thank you. Thank you for joining. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you guys for joining. Happy Monday. How are you doing, guys? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. With a lot of love for liking the live. Let's like the live, guys. Let's like our today's live. Thank you guys for the likes. How are you doing this great Monday? If this is your first time, guys, consider happy Monday, everyone. How are you doing, guys? Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for joining. Let me know where you are joining from. Karen, how are you doing today? How was your Monday? How was your Monday, Karen? You know, how was your Monday? Important. That's the question. That's the question that we are having today. Yeah, that's a question that we are having today. Social issues that we need to tackle. One, maybe you are even in a, oh, that's so sorry. So you didn't go live. You didn't go live. Thank you guys with a lot of love for joining. We are here with my girl Karen Jep Kilui and everyone else. Let's like the live, guys. Let's like the live. Let's like the live, guys. And I'm going to appreciate, guys. I'm good for joining. And when we talk about the social service, it's all about, being engaged in some of these issues that we are facing in the society and being part and parcel of them. Nilienda 30 minutes stima ikaenda. Oh, that Karen was so bad of you. So guys, you can support the live by liking our live. And apart from liking our live, guys, you can also contribute to our question today or to our topic today. It's all about social service. Let me know, guys, if you engage in social service. Let me know if there is a social service that you are really engaged in. And when we talk about social service, it's all about being part and parcel of those issues that are happening in our society. There are those guys who chooses, to go to children's home because they feel that maybe that's probably where they should offer their assistance as part of their social service. There are those that focus on visiting the home for the elderly. Yeah, Karen, having no power is one of the key things that can really, uh, you know, that can really affect you, you know. Then other start. There we go. So being part and parcel of social service is an increase is an increased thing that is happening today in our society. In the context that we are facing a lot of. Thank you so much for voting, Karen, with a lot of love. Let's keep on voting, guys. Let's keep on voting. We can also like the live. Buying bundles is not working. Yeah, that I know buying bundles might be very expensive. Very expensive. Hmm? You know, uh, it's a very expensive affair. Buying bundles each and every time, this is a very expensive affair. I also didn't have the Wi-Fi until some minutes ago. You know, nilibuy ikakataa kufanya. Wow. And now you have already spent some money. Hmm? So when we talk about a social service, this is a program, this is a program that is designed to improve human and societal wellness, by providing assistance, support, you know. So any form of social service should be able to provide some of these things. One, support; two, assistance; and three, resources. Okay, sawa Karen. Sawa, kwanza, first of all, charge your phone. I'm going to wait. You provide some assistance, you also offer some resources, and you also do what we may call, you also support, some of the privileged individuals or maybe communities that are affected maybe by a certain issue within the community. That's what we really talk when we talk about the issue of social service. So social service, it's really aimed to meeting some of the basic needs. For instance, maybe you really want to get engaged in maybe a social service as a way of ensuring that those guys or the program that you're supporting, the sector or the individuals affected by the program, they are able to meet some of these basic needs. Some of these basic needs, such as housing, medical and mental health issues, as well as maybe you really want to promote some social justice. Because promoting social justice should be also part and parcel of our contribution when we really talk about the social service. So the social service can really be looked from that wide scope, and we should also appreciate that the key purpose, or the purpose of being part and parcel of the social service is really to ensure that we advance, we advance the wellness and the social welfare of the people that we are really engaged with. So anytime we really want to offer our service in any form of social service activity, this is where we really want to advance the social issues. We really want to ensure that we transform our society, that maybe probably we help individuals, maybe to converse, with some of these issues that are affecting them, as a way of ensuring that they can be able to access what we may call quality life, as well as they can realize their potential. A very good example is being part and parcel, maybe of activities that are really happening maybe within a home. For instance, the home for the elderly. The home for the elderly really requires a lot of things like the blankets, mattresses, food, you know, and maybe even some financial aid of ensuring that maybe they are able to get some food at the end of the day. And therefore, maybe visiting home for the elderly is one of the key way of ensuring that maybe you elevate, or you elevate their lives. You really keep on enhancing their quality of life. And in the process of ensuring that you keep on enhancing their life, you really do what we call the transformation, the social transformation. So therefore, anytime, any day that we really talk about the social service, this is where we should always ensure that we really, that we really want to ensure that we really give them, or we really elevate the quality of life. And some of the key issues, or some of the key examples that are linked with the social wellness theme is all about ensuring that maybe the group you are visiting can be able to even access what we call the basic needs. Food is so important to the elderly, to those that live maybe in the home for the elderly. Food is also very important to that homeless child who live maybe somewhere on the street. Food is so important in such a way that even those that maybe we perceive, to have no role in the society, they really have to survive. And then in the process of assisting them with what we are calling the social service, you always realize that at the end of the day, you are able to offer some basic needs. So social service is very, very key and very, very important in any form of social setting. And therefore, being part and parcel of the social society, wow, that's a very rich way of. Thank you guys for joining. We can like the live, and I'm going to appreciate. So being part and parcel of the social service, we are really focusing on ensuring that maybe we elevate, yeah, we elevate an individual, quality of life by being part and parcel of the everyday issues that they are dealing with. For instance, I have seen the cases of increased, mental wellness, mental issues, the mental issues. And the moment now, maybe you visit those guys that maybe they are probably having some issues with their mental illness, they always feel, that they are really, really appreciated. And therefore, guys, let's be part and parcel of the social wellness. And therefore, there is need for us to understand, how can we be part and parcel of, the social service. And one way that really creates our interest of being part and parcel of the social service is all about building our confidence, or what we call the competence. This is where maybe you have some knowledge, maybe on how maybe to handle. Thank you so much for the like on maybe how to handle some of these issues. For instance, there are professionals who really understand on how to handle some mental issues, and in the process, if they are able maybe to go on the street and maybe meet the homeless kids or the homeless families that are living on the street, and in the process maybe they offer some what we may call some mental, some mental services. At the end of the day, they really enrichen their lives, which is a very very critical way of ensuring that they really elevate their quality of life. Because at the end of the day, even if you have a home, and maybe there are so many people out there without no home, you cannot say that you have it all, especially when your society is not balanced with some of these key issues that people are really facing. The other issue is all about, being confident. Confidence is so critical in such a way that it gives us what we call the self-assurance, our ability to really respond effectively to some of the key issues that we are that maybe to some of the key social services issues that we really want to engage in within the society. For instance, there are those guys that really visit each and every time the home for the elderly, and when we really talk about, or when we really focus on the home for the elderly, this is where you always realize that these are aged people, and they really want to, to have people around them, people who always give them about hope about life, how maybe to handle some of these key issues maybe they are facing, like, sometimes they feel alienated. Sometimes they always feel maybe that their families are not there to support them, and in the process, if we can be able to project the confidence that we have, on how they are doing on how they are doing on with their lives, they always feel very 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 okay. you know the other issue, guys, is all being compassionate. When we talk about compassionate, this is where we really want to create the essence of empathy, you know and this is where we really want to care for the client, or maybe for the social service that we are really engaged in. And one key way to ensure that we create empathy is all about us building that strong bond, or what we may call the strong relationship. I remember I have a group that we really used to visit with them, what we call the children's home somewhere within the country, and we really used to give those kids a lot of hope about life, a lot of aspect on how to handle life related issues about the education, considering that they were very very young guys, and most of them, they really felt that we really motivated them. And therefore, in the process, we realized that we are building that strong relationship each and every day, you know. And in the process of building that relationship with them each and every day, hello, yes, oh, oh, not today, next time, yes, okay, thank you. Corinne, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining. Thank you, Corinne, for joining. I'm doing fine, Corinne. So therefore, guys, social service is very very important and very very critical. Very important and very critical, and we should approach it with a lot of compassion. This is where we really want to feel, or we really want to put ourselves in the shoes of those people that we really want to elevate their life, or those guys that we really want to enhance on their quality of life. We really want to understand, how has it been, maybe for that guy or for that lady to be on the street. And in the process of understanding that, we always create what we may call long-term relationship with them. Hmm? Yeah, that is it, guys. So we really need to build confidence. We really want to ensure that we create that lasting form of, that lasting form of a relationship with them, so that they can always feel that we are part and parcel of their issues. Once now they understand that, wow, now things now starts become even more better about them. And in my country, there was this church that was really giving hope to the homeless. And in the process, I realized that the nation, those guys, yeah, I realized that in the process, they really did a lot of good work, because at the end of the day, it was a church, and the church really used to go on the street, picking the homeless guys. And in the process of picking those homeless people, I want to say that most of those guys that were really perceived to be street boys, most of them really transformed. And in the process of getting transformed, today as we talk, you always find that most of them, they really get into the church. They really get into the church, and apart from getting being part and parcel of the church community, those guys also became so instrumental in our society. And initially they were the street kids. They became so instrumental in such a way that most of them today, as we talk, they are musicians. And those were some of the guys that were really perceived, to have no space, or even to have no importance within the society. And therefore, the moment now we start long relationship with them. And the other issue, when we engage now in what we are calling the social service, we are also able to appreciate, yeah, we are also able to appreciate what we may call the cultural competencies. This is where we are able to understand and interact with people of all walks, from a different perspective. And when now we interact with people from different walks of life, at very now you can be able to appreciate that maybe someone is on the street, not because he or she really want to be there, but because something, maybe someone really went to the home of the elderly, not because they really wanted to be there, but maybe a certain circumstance really forced them to be there. And therefore, it's always good to be engaged and being part of a social service, as a way of appreciating the essence of cultural competence. So the moment now we are able to appreciate the cultural competence, wow, things now we are also able to understand those issues. IOC. The other issue is all about being sensitive with our culture, what we may call the cultural sensitivity. Being part and parcel of the social service, this is where we are able to respect, the values and the culture of others. This is where we are able to things differently from us, and the moment now we are able to take that form of bearing, you know, now things really becomes very easy, and it becomes a little bit better to be able to operate at all with birth, because we can be able to operate with those guys in this or on the street. We can be able to listen with them, we can be able to listen with the elderly, we can be able to to listen even to those people that maybe we are perceiving them maybe to be mentally unsound. And in the process we really create that we really create that form of good friendship. So friendship is very important on different people's culture and issues. The other thing that can really enhance on how we understand issues, especially when we engage in what we are calling the social service, is all about what we are calling the cultural humility. You know, and when we really talk about the cultural humility, This is where you really want to, to have what we may call the self-reflection. you know this is where we are having the self-reflection. This is where maybe we can even critique some of the areas that maybe we have been falling prey into, and in the process of understanding that, we are now able to appreciate, why some circumstance maybe really prevails, how maybe we can be able to enhance on those issues, and how maybe we can be able to handle certain issues, especially if they have that high chances of popping up in life. you know that's also very, very important. Yeah, that's also a very, very, very important issue. Cultural humility is also well achieved, especially when we have what we call the social service. You know, this is where now we can be able to understand, different people from different background, and how maybe they really handle different issues, which is a very, very which is a very, very good thing. The other issue, or the other aspect that we really realize from the social service, okay, that is all about being a cohort. This is where we are able to build what we call the sense of community. This is where we are able to build what we may call the sense of community, and this is where maybe we can experience some shared new values, and in the process of offering that supportive learning environment. you know we want really to be part and parcel of the social service, be it maybe cleaning of the street, because we really want to understand and we really want to support that form, or that form of an environment, and in the process of maybe engage in the work that maybe we are really doing, be it maybe taking care of the issues maybe of the elderlies, maybe taking care of issues maybe of the street kids. At the end of the day, we being part and parcel of it, we realize that maybe we are cohort, because we are able to create that sense of community. I saw of a certain lady within our country who has really delved, who has really focused on transforming the street kids' lives, and she is transforming the street kids' lives by really doing very simple thing, just going on the street and just trimming their hair, you know and the process of them being trimmed their hair, they always feel that they always feel very loved. And in the process of feeling loved, they really appreciate that things are always going better for them. you know they always realize that things are really getting better for them. So being part and parcel of the social service, it's a credible way of being part and creating what we may call a sense of community. And in the process, we share a lot of, sense, and we share a lot of issues with the environment that we are really supporting. You know, if it's like for the home for the elderly, you just realize that maybe you have come up maybe with an effective way of ensuring that you assist those that maybe they are there. The same thing when you engage with maybe the street kids. That's very important. The other issue is all about communication, because at the end of the day, when now we engage with a social service, be it maybe handling the issues maybe for the street kids, or maybe issues for those people that maybe they are vulnerable in the society, they always, you are able, to communicate and to engage with them on one-on-one basis. This is where you are able also to encourage them maybe to get networked, and maybe you can also even facilitate maybe what we may call the group discussions, as a way of really trying to understand, how life is on their end. For instance, I always get I always, when I interact sometimes with maybe the street kids, uh, they always give you the harsh part of their lives. How maybe they were maybe beaten by someone on the street, maybe how maybe their rights are being violated each and every time. And in the process, the entire experience is so rich in such a way that if you are able now to understand them at the personal level, then you are able, through communication, then you are able to learn a lot from them. And in the process of learning a lot from them, maybe now you can come up with effective ways on how maybe you can be able to assist them. So that's another very rich way of dynamically understanding them, as well as maybe saying that this is how maybe we can now be able to terminate some of those issues that you guys are really experiencing, and things are always imagine to be so fine. So guys, communication also comes as part and parcel of being engaged in in any activity of your preference or your choice, when maybe you really want to to achieve some societal goal, such as enhancing someone's life within our society. The other issue is all about collaboration. This is where maybe you are able to design what we call a learning environment. This is where maybe the group that you are really helping, be it the elderly or be it maybe the street kids, maybe you are able to relate with them, and maybe you can be able to work with them one on one. And in the process of working with them one on one, then you are able to create or you are able to solve some of the problems, you, you know and in the process you can even create the long-term relationship with them. And this is very very critical because I saw it in our city. This is where even this is where even the perceived leaders, those leaders that we may say uh, that they are good leaders that can maybe really address the issue of homelessness, maybe within and the streets, and maybe handling the issue of the street kids. You just find instead maybe of working with them one on one, most of the leaders, especially the city leaders, they really want to bash them out. They really don't really want to understand some of the key circumstances that maybe have forced those kids to be in the streets. And in the process, instead of maybe collaborating with them, it really creates what we call a lift. They create a very huge boundary in such a way that those kids or maybe those guys on the street, they can really feel that since they are not appreciated, they always even going to propel maybe issues of crime. And in the process of propelling crime, the city becomes very very disorganized, because you always believe that because they are always imagine cases maybe of petty cases of maybe stealing, some street fights that are always very very ugly. And since there is no collaboration, you always find that those kids on the street, they always have very very weird form of mechanism for survival. And therefore in the process you just realize that maybe the city is very very ugly. The city is not very very maybe good looking and something of such. And therefore, as a way of ensuring that maybe we enhance on their quality of life, there is also need for us to collaborate with them. And similarly, it also even applies to the home of elderlies. Uh, Karen, you are back. Thank you for coming back, Karen. Hmm? Thank you. KJ Beauties. Today it is KJ Beauties. Eh? The survival tactic. The survival tactic is here. You know? We have to survive, Karen. We have to survive. Hmm? We really have to survive. Yes? Sijui kama usha delete. Yes sir. Mimi niko fine kabisa.
Nisaidie tena. Nimemess tena nizima.
Oh, charger.
Charger zote nimejaribu hazicharge. Kwa hiyo yako iko na nini?
Iko hapo. Hii yangu ni mzuri.
Hata naweza inunua.
Uinunue?
Juu. Sio hii. Hii na hope haitacharge.
Kwa nini na hope haitacharge? Kwa nini na hope haitacharge?
Zingine hazicharge. Si ndio maana nakuja imezima kitambo.
Tuipe time nini?
Nimekwambia. Hata niko na charger kadhaa kwa nyumba tena mpya hazicharging. Lakini hiyo yako inishangaza.
Cable, yani cable ndio shida.
Cable.
Kwa hivyo unataka hii ya 300.
Ya ile si ile unanichaji yanga nayo ni gani?
Si ni kama hii na ni 300.
Cable peke yake.
Si ni data cable.
Hebu nione.
Ni data cable. Hiyo ni tofauti na hizi zingine.
Lakini kama sio hiyo.
Ni hiyo. Hiyo inaitwa data cable hii Punex. Ngoa hiyo uone ikipeleka saa hii.
Ile cable sio niki.
Ni hiyo Punex. Na ndio natumia hapa. Lakini sitaki ukiwekea kwa hii yangu. Si ndio hiyo. Umeamini? Inaitwa Punex.
Mbona sasa?
Si mimi nishakuelezea. It is very expensive.
Sasa ni nini shida iko hii simu yangu hiyo?
Si ni selective. Ina select cables. But for Punex ni quality poa na huwa iselect.
Lakini ile nyingine haiko hii.
Ni hiyo si ndio hii inatumia hapa.
Sio hii. Kuna cable nyingine ulikuwa naye. Sio hii.
You see, I'm a good man.
Hey, you are good man, yeah. Watu.
See, I'm a good man.
You are good man, yeah. Kwa hiyo umeharibu kikombe ndio ianguke.
Iko sawa hivyo.
Ianguka na ukiniangushe.
Iko good, iko very good.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that, man.
Naitwa ujuzi. Sawa.
Vile umejua kuna kipo.
So collaboration is also very, very important when we talk about, being part and parcel of the social service, Being part and parcel of the social service, collaboration is always a very instrumental thing. Collaboration is very, very important, And the four components that really and some of the key support some of the key support that we can really give to the people that maybe we are supporting, maybe within society. Some of the key issues is all about offering what we may call social wellness, because that should be our mandate. We ensure that we offer what we may call emotional support. So in the process of being part and parcel of the social service, this is where you always realize that maybe you really offered what we may call the social support, and this is where when we talk about the emotional part of it, this is, as we have said before, we really want to project the element of empathy. We really want to ensure that maybe we can be able to link and to feel the social group that we are living. And in the process of forming empathy, you always realize that we really form love with them in such a way that they can maybe trust us, and in the process of them trusting us, we can really we can now start seeing them as a family. We can now start seeing them as a family. But it's very, very shameful, especially when maybe we have not interacted with some of these groups, and even when we see them on the street, instead of appreciating them, maybe we really bash them out. And I have seen a lot of behaviors, maybe to with maybe those people that maybe those people that are on the street, with some people feeling very, very uncomfortable to interact with them, because they cannot really be able to understand how they feel and why they feel the way they feel, so once now we start interacting with them, emotional support or emotional expression, we are able to project onto them. The other aspect, once now we start linking up with this self, with this group, or the self group that we are really focusing on within the society, we are able to aid and to give our service. So many people have always been asking, maybe there is nothing that I can do, I'm not a reader, I'm not what within the society, but how can I offer my assistance within the society? And the aspect is very, very simple, being part and being engaged in a social service. So social service, such as maybe visiting the children's home, maybe going home for the elderly, the moment now you start doing that, you always offer that you always offer that support, maybe at the emotional level, or even at the tangible level. So you don't really need to have a position for you maybe to be part, and maybe to be part and parcel of offering a certain assistance within the society. For those guys, They can also offer what we may call the informational advice, also suggestions and as well as information. Because for instance, there are so many street kids, and street kids are always in a harsh condition, they always live in those hard conditions. But maybe if you are a professional and maybe you really offer yourself as a medic, going on the street, interacting with them, being part and parcel of their issues, at the end of the day you can be able to offer that information or that advice on how maybe you always enhance on their quality of life. In the process, you always enhance on their quality of life. So that one is very, very important. There is no way that we can neglect to offer self-assistance within, or self-assistance, or self-help, within the society, in such a way that we really have a lot of emerging issues that really require our attention, we as a society, to holistically offer our assistance. So social service will always be there, because our society are so fragmented in such a way that issues such as maybe homelessness, issues such as lack of food, issues maybe such of lack of education opportunities, name them, all these issues will always emerge. And in the process of emerging, the best that we can do, it's always ensuring that we engage with them. And in the process of engaging with them, we really want to ensure that everything is really going to work. And in the context of in the process of offering these social services, one of the key strategy, or some of the key strategies that we should apply, and some of the key strategies that we should really focus on, is all about the issue of team building, because you cannot do all the social service all by yourself, but now the moment maybe you have built a team, where maybe you can be visiting maybe with children home, I think that's a very rich way of ensuring that you offer social service, then from there, maybe you guys, you can be setting what we may call, you may set what we may call some strategies, or some goals, because these goals are very they are very important, to ensure that maybe the social issue that maybe you are targeting on, it's really handled and it's really addressed to the level based, the other issue is all about it's all about the issue of resilience. This is where you really want to reframe their struggles, when now you're on the street, or maybe when maybe you are interacting with a certain social group. You really want to show them the best side of life, instead of discouraging them. This is another good strategy of winning them back, and as a way of maybe recollecting their lives and ensuring that their lives are moving in a better direction. This is where you just reframe their struggles, and you show them how maybe they can overcome the situation that they are really facing on with life. That's another key strategy that we should use. Uh, especially when we are offering our social service within our societies. The other issue is all about highlighting some efforts and progress. Anytime maybe we are on the street, for instance, I have seen a lot of guys being on the street, and maybe they have to always ensure that they are having that form of a progress. And the easiest way of ensuring that they can really appreciate that form of progress that they are really, that you as a really aspiring for, is all about encouraging them each and every day, telling them, when we picked you guys, Maybe you guys, some of you are using some hard drugs, but you see, bit by bit, it's a form of transformation. Really want to highlight all the efforts that they have undertaken, some of the struggles that they have been able to overcome, and in the process of ensuring that you do that, you really encourage them, and in the process you win. And in the process you will always understand that you have really won some of them in a very, very great way. Finally, it's all about appreciating them, telling them that even though things are the way they are, we still believe that things can turn around and things can be better. you know I have heard of stories where maybe some of the key musicians that maybe we are having in our society were really used to be street kids, and once they make it in life, they always tell you of a success story whereby maybe someone somewhere really genuinely appreciated their role, and in the process they really trusted the process, and the process, and in the context of trusting that process, they just realized that they were out of their situation. you know for instance, so there is a guy who was a street boy, and he said that he just trusted, you know a stranger just trusted him, and he told him that, I have a talent in singing or ABCD, and if maybe I can be assisted, then I can be of a great importance within the society. And that's really what really happened. The guy trusted that street kid, and in the process the street kid made his breakthrough, and things really got better. And once now things got better, things really now started changing on his side. Yeah. So there is need for us also to keep on actively listening to them without any judgment. This is also very, 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 very important, because the moment now we start appreciating them without judging them, they always feel that we are doing our level best of ensuring that we elevate their lives. So guys, I think that's where I'm going to put my comma today. Yes. Okay. That's where, guys, I'm really going to put my comma today. But as always, as we have said, it's always a very important thing to be part and parcel of the social service. Yeah, this is where we really want to build, we really want to be committed. This is where we really want to communicate, with different groups within our society, the unprivileged groups. And this is also where we really want to show our compassionate, among other things, guys. And in the process of doing so, we always realize that we enhance other people's lives. So guys, today our question was very simple: which component of social service motivates you the most? And communication became the essence of the day. So social service is very, very important, and if you have been engaged in social service, be it visiting the kid, be it visiting the sick, be it maybe visiting those that are in prison, be it visiting the home for the elderly, be it visiting those guys, and in the process of enhancing on that social service, you not only increase your wellness, but also you increase your success, because at the end of the day, you are interacting with people that have the potential, because I have known that from the streets, we can be able to derive doctors, from the street, we can be able maybe to derive some YouTubers, from the streets, we can also be able to derive what we may call the musicians. So all those things are very, very possible, very, very, very possible, guys. And therefore, there is need for us to immerse ourselves and be part and parcel of the social service, you know. And once you do that, I think now things will be more better. So guys, thank you so much for always being here. Then from there, for always being here and for always supporting this life. Let's meet tomorrow, guys. Same time, same place. And really, guys, I really want to say thank you. Until next time, may God bless you.